Hello, welcome back to the layout. It's that time again to do some switching here. So we have our 3193 SD40 all ready to go. We got a cutter cars here set for the lumberyard, one of our industries here, and a empty gondola set for the scrapyard. So without further ado, let's get to work. Just make sure our switches coming out of the yard are all set. Our yard switcher did set us up this morning here, so we are ready to go. Alright, so we're probably going to stop about here, cut the gondola off, and we are going to have to pull our two existing cars out here and respot them when we're done, because this box car is being set to Bay 5, which is all the way at the end. Alright. And something I did the other day, if you watched my This Week in Review, I was messing with the CVs for acceleration, and from factory it's set to 80. I dropped it down to 50, which gives it a slower acceleration to simulate the weight in the cars, and that it wouldn't just take off. Alright, our switch is lined up. Let's go ahead and proceed into the industry spur. You can see it starts off slow and then gets moving. All right. Looks like we got a good connection on that one. Let's keep pushing back and hook up to our refrigeration car. Now, so we can see what we're doing, we're gonna scoot this out of the way. Alright. Now we're gonna wait a couple seconds as if the conductor is hooking up the airlines. Right now we'd be in 3-step or red zone. And it looks like we are all good. Let's go ahead and give it a stretch, make sure our couplers are set properly. Alright, looks like we're good. Alright, we'll throw that and wait a few seconds. Take a sip of my coffee. Alright, we can go ahead and move forward. Alright, so right there is pretty good. We can go ahead and cut these. Let me try to get a better angle here. Alright. We go ahead and move in reverse. Now this car is going all the way into the back. I'm really liking the performance after changing the acceleration. Kind of get the feel that it's really spooling up the power and then it's moving. Alright, so here we are at Bay 5. So about right there will do. Let me get a better angle to uncouple. And go ahead and pull away. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. I wanted to do some other videos this week, but I was down with a injured leg. Not sure what happened, but muscle tightened up and it would not go back to just relaxed, like a relaxed state. Alright, we'll wait a few seconds. Alright, looks like we're coupled up. We're going to wait a few seconds. Alright, we go ahead and start pulling this in reverse now. Excuse me. I hope that anyone who saw my door video enjoyed that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that type of video again. I definitely want to do something with commentary. There was just a lot going on that day. But it was a video that I wanted to make. Alright, we got that switch thrown. We're going to wait a few seconds. And we're good to go ahead and pull into the industry spur. Alright, so we're going to respot our refrigeration and our UP high cube. Right about there will do. Alright, now we're going to pull back a few feet and set our boxcar at its door. When the center of those two doors gets right underneath that light, we're pretty much centered up. Alright, we'll cut away from that boxcar now. Let's go ahead and pull all the way away. Something I've seen a lot of videos recently is talking about space constraints. And this layout comprises of you know, 2 8-foot sections, and then I added on an additional just to be like a makeshift yard. because that was one of the requirements that I really wanted, was to have a place just to, watch a locomotive switch cars and get things ready to be pulled into the industrial park, instead of putting the cars on the track. So, oh, I got this box car and then this box car. So the two sections here, this section is maybe 9 feet. If you really want to push it, but it's really not that much room. And the amount of operations we can shove into a tiny space is pretty good, and I tried to simulate a realistic look. Obviously there's some heavy compression here because some of these industries wouldn't be so close to each other. Alright, looks like we got that coupled up. We're going to give it a stretch just to double check. Looks like we're good. So I think now what we're going to do is I'm going to put up the extension so we don't fall off the layout. And we're going to go ahead and pull all the way back past the scrapyard, switch that out, and then when we're done with the scrapyard, we'll run around, grab our lumberyard cars, and put those in. Here's a good opportunity to hear the locomotive spool up as it's starting to pull away. And then it starts to get faster. I might be talking about it too much, but I'm just like, a little kid in a candy store watching it. But back to space constraints. This section that we're on is 8 feet 5 inches, maybe, with a 10-inch swing up extension to run large consist. I could run 2 SD70 Max, or is that 90 is a max? Or you understand what I'm trying to say, though. I could run 2 SD70 ACEs back to back with no issues on that runaround because of the extension. Before then, you could only run one large locomotive like that. And it swivels down out of the way so you're not walking into it. And the width of this layout is 16 inches wide. that corner is a tight spot to try and get things coupled. So it looks like we got a good connection now. We're going to wait a few seconds. And especially with how small this layout, we're taking our time here. We're already 20 minutes in. We've only done, one industry. We're about to do the second. So, you could really get a lot of time into a small layout if you just, and none of this was planned. Section 1 here, I took inspiration from, I think, Robert A. Chant's High Park Industrial Lead, and then altered it to fit my needs. And then the rest was all, I made it up as I went. And this layout is a proto freelance. Proto being that it's operated by Union Pacific, and freelance being Cascade Industrial Park. It's not a real place. It allows me the freedom to, pick my industries, do what interests me, and I'm not stuck to, paper mill or an industry I wouldn't be interested in. Alright, we threw that switch, so let's just wait a second. The freelance really gives you the tools to get really creative with how you want to see your layout. And someone like Boomer and SoCal, they both model the prototype, which is awesome. They have amazing layouts, and it works for them. Following the prototype is something they enjoy. And, there's nothing wrong with that either. I have never grown up around a operating railroad that I can go see prototypes. Live switching action. I've only ever seen it on YouTube or TV. All right, we threw that switch. Let's wait a few seconds here. All right, we're clear to pull into the industry here. And back to what I was saying, where I grew up was NJ Transit. That's all I saw was transit trains, commuter trains. So you'd think that I'd be more into commuter. But, seeing a train go around in a circle is really not my thing. And as a kid, I would always set it up on the floor, watch it go around, maybe 10, 20 times and be like, okay, I'm done with this. Alright, so now we got our scrapyard. Let's go ahead and pull away. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to hook back up to this car here, push forward, come back in on this line because it's longer, and then we'll run around to the front of the gondola here and switch out our lumber yard. But back to, when I was a kid, setting things up, running around a few times, just get bored with it. Have to get a better connection on that because we're on a curve. Alright, we go ahead, pull forward. And someone who really sparked me into, finally deciding to, okay, I'm going to do a layout. As I've always been in the trains. Joe Parker with the Pixel Depot, he came out with a series called The Grunge, and it was basically a small switching layout on 2 bookshelves, maybe 8 feet or less. And he's like, you could do 4 or 5 industries in this amount of space. And watching those videos is really what got the gears turning, saying that, okay, I think I can do this. Alright, let's go ahead and pull back. Alright, we're about 30 minutes in. Hopefully you guys are still here. Probably made most of you have fallen asleep with my rambling. Alright, right there should do. Alright, we're going to wait a few seconds, take our run around. I keep meaning to fill in this spot where the old signal bridge was for the road crossing here. Alright, we're going to have to stop there. Throw our switch. and then we can continue forward here. So next weekend is the big show for New Jersey, the Greenberg. I think it's the Greenberg Great Toy and Train Show up in Edison, and I believe I will be going. Looks like we're all hooked up. Let's give it a stretch. Looks like we're all hooked up. Let's go ahead and pull forward all the way past our switch for the lumberyard. One thing I really want to work on is my speech when making these videos. I say a lot. Alright, right there will do. Looks like we are all good to pull into the industry spur here. Alright, we're all hooked up. Let's keep pushing back to our throttle door back there. Alright, conductor's setting up the air hoses, so let's just wait a second. Alright, now we are clear to pull these out of here. Now, since we only got two, we're going to throw them on the storage track there. And that's using our posable switch stand here. If you haven't seen it yet, keep an eye on the swivel here. And now we know that it's not set for the main industrial line, it's set for the storage track. We'll go ahead and cut these here. And I'm still, so this is one of my newest boxcars here, and I'm still amazed by the detail. This is a Athearn, what is this, a Genesis? No, it's a Athearn ready to roll. But still, the detail on this is amazing. The only thing is that they're about $10 to $15 more expensive than the Walters mainline. Which, when you're doing this hobby on a budget, you gotta pay close attention to where you're spending your money. Alright. Looks like we are good to push all the way back. So our two cars here, these are going to go all the way back for the forklift unloading. And our BC Rail boxcar is going to get set at the dock. And there's still a lot of detail that has to go into this layout. Looks good right there. And something I was thinking about before is because it's a shelf layout and you only ever see one side of these cars, the idea came to me of why not renumbering a car twice. So, you know, one side will stay factory, the other side I can renumber, and this way when you flip the car around you basically have another car. You know, maybe I can do two different graffiti designs. So say I did a graffiti design on this one, well, I can turn it around, do a different one, and you'd think it was two different BC Rail boxcars. So it doesn't always look like the same boxcars all the time. So it looks like we're good there. Go ahead and uncouple. And we can go ahead and pull away. And so now we're 40 minutes in and we only did 3 industries. You know, if you're limited on time, you know, you could do an industry a night. Go ahead and reset our storage track, pick up these cars, and head down to the yard. Came in a little hot on that couple there. Let's wait a second. Let's go ahead and give it a stretch. Yeah, we didn't get a good couple there. Let's bring it back. Let's go ahead and try again. Much better. All right, let's pull these out. Let's not forget to realign for the main track of the lumberyard. And it looks like we are good to pull into the yard. That TTX seriously needs some weathering. It's too bright. All right. Now I'm not going to pull you any further because past this warehouse right here, most of the layout's not finished and I just don't like the way it looks. But I'm going to show you something. So after whatever cars are being used for that day get pulled back into the yard here, our SD40 or whoever he's consisted with will pull away. And they'll go get set up and refueled for the next run. And now our GP39 1239 This is our yard switcher. So once the cars are brought back into the yard here, this is the yard lead. This is where they're left. Then our yard switch will come out, put everything where it needs to go. Just make sure he's lined up. And so he'll get lined up here. A little hot on that coupling there. That's all right. And then he'll keep going back and forth, switching the cars into the outbound track. And that is going to be it for this video. Let me go ahead and shut down the layout power. I hope everyone enjoyed that video. Let me just get my power cab situated there. And just want to have a look again at the work I did on this corrugated box factory here. Especially that overhang. If you remember the last one, it was just a piece of wood, you know, made to look like an overhang. But this looks so much better. It overhangs past the dock. So it goes over the rail cars there just a little bit. But it's actually corrugated metal. Or simulating corrugated metal, because it's actually styrene, and then rusted up a little bit. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope you stayed around, you know, 50 minutes here, and all we did was switch you know, 3 industries and a quick little look at something. But hope you stayed for the whole video. I greatly appreciate those who did. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.